swear or affirm that you will well and truly try the issues between the state of Florida and the defendant who you shall have in charge and render a true verdict according to the law and the evidence, so help you God? Yes. Thank you.
Please be seated. Now, as you noticed from the jury selection earlier, I do most of my taking electronically, and I also do my jury instructions electronically. So pay attention now to the instructions that I'm about to give you. You've been selected and sworn to as the jury to try the case of the state of Florida versus ANCEL KIMANI Sterling. This is a criminal case. Mr. Sterling is charged with traveling to meet a minor facilitated by a parent, legal guardian, or custodian, and unlawful use of a two-way communication device. The definition of these crimes will be explained to you later. You must decide this case based on the evidence presented in the law that I give you. Evidence consists of sworn testimony of the witnesses, exhibits admitted into evidence, and anything else that I tell you to consider as evidence. The state's charging document, which is called an information, is not evidence and is not to be considered by you as any proof of guilt. It is my responsibility to explain the law to you. It is your solemn obligation to determine if the state proved its accusation beyond a reasonable doubt against Mr. Sterling in accordance with the law that I provide to you. Thus, the province or the job of the jury and the province of the court are well defined and they do not overlap. This is one of the fundamental principles of our system of justice. Before proceeding further, it will be helpful if you understand how the trial will be conducted. At the beginning of the trial, the lawyers will have the opportunity to make an opening statement. The opening statement gives the attorneys a chance to tell you what evidence they believe will be presented during the trial. What the lawyers say is not evidence or your instruction of the law, and you're not to consider it as such. Following the opening statements, witnesses will be called to testify under oath. They will be examined and cross-examined by the attorneys. Documents and other exhibits may be introduced as evidence. After the evidence has been presented, the court will give you instructions on the law. The attorneys will then have the opportunity to make their closing arguments. Following the closing arguments by the attorneys, the court will conclude with the final instructions. After the final instructions are given, you will then retire to consider your verdict. You should not form any definite or fixed opinion on the merits of the case until you've heard all of the evidence, the arguments of the lawyers, and the instructional law I give you. Until that time, you should not discuss this case among yourself. Your verdict must be based solely on the evidence or lack of evidence and the law. Jurors must decide this case without distraction, and only on the evidence presented in the courtroom. Jurors must not conduct any investigation on their own. This includes consuming media, reading newspapers, watching television, or using a computer, cell phone, the internet, or any electronic device, or any other means at all to get information related to this case or the people or places involved in this case. You may not visit places mentioned in the trial or use the internet to look at maps or pictures to see any place discussed during the trial. If you investigate, research, or make inquiries on your own, the court has no way to make sure the information you obtain is proper for the case. The parties likewise have no opportunity to dispute or challenge the accuracy of what you find. This is contrary to our judicial system, which assures every party the right to ask questions about and challenge the evidence being considered against it, and to present argument with respect to that evidence. Independent investigations by a juror unfairly and improperly prevent the parties from having the opportunity our judicial system promises. You are also not permitted to communicate about this case with anyone, including your spouse, family members, friends, neighbors, or even your fellow jurors. No communication includes no in-person, telephonic, or electronic communication such as emailing, text messaging, posting information on social media or a website, or any other form of communication. During trials, the court may take recesses and you may be permitted to separate and go about your personal affairs. It is important to remember that the prohibition on communicating about the case applies during these recesses, whether you're in the courthouse or elsewhere. If at any time you find yourself in a situation where others are discussing the case in your presence, leave that situation at once and immediately report the matter to the bailiff who will advise me. You cannot have your electronic devices in the courtroom. You may use these devices during recess, but even then you may not use your device to get information about the case or the people involved in the case. You must not take photographs, video recordings, or audio recordings of the proceedings or of your fellow jurors. At the end of the case, while you're deliberating, you must not communicate with anyone outside the jury room. If someone needs to contact you in an emergency, the court can receive messages and deliver them to you without delay. I believe the bailiff probably has already given you a contact number, so if something occurs, we can be informed and pass that message to you. Any juror who violates these restrictions jeopardizes the fairness of these proceedings, and a mistrial could result that would require the entire trial process to start over. A mistrial is a tremendous expense and inconvenience to the parties, the court, and the taxpayers. If you violate these rules, you may be held in contempt of court and face sanctions such as serving time in jail, paying a fine, or both. In every criminal proceeding, a defendant has the absolute right to remain silent. At no time is it the duty of a defendant to prove his innocence. From the exercise of a defendant's right to remain silent, a jury is not permitted to draw an inference of guilt, and the fact that the defendant did not take the witness stand must not influence your verdict in any manner whatsoever. The attorneys are trained in the rules of evidence and trial procedure. It is their duty, it is their obligation to make all objections they feel are proper. When an objection is made, you should not speculate on the reason it is made. Likewise, when an objection is sustained or upheld by me, you should not speculate on what might have occurred had the objection not been sustained, nor what a witness might have said had the witness been permitted to answer. During the trial, it may be necessary for me to confer with the attorneys out of your hearing to discuss matters that require consideration by me alone. It is impossible to predict when such a conference may be required or how long it will last. When such conferences occur, they will be conducted to consume as little of your time as necessary for a fair and orderly trial of the case. You've already seen this happen during jury selection. Let's do this up at the bench with that noise on. We'll try to do as many of them here as possible. If it takes more than a few minutes, we'll ask you to excuse yourself, but we'll try not to do that very often to make the trial go as quickly as possible. If you'd like to take notes during the trial, you may do so. And on the other hand, of course, you're not required to take notes if you don't want to. That will be left up to you individually. You've been provided with a notepad and a pen for your use if you wish to take notes. You'll see that they're in an envelope, a binder, and the purpose of that is because your notes will be for your personal use. So what I suggest is you take that pad out of the envelope, you write your name on the front page. That way when you fold the pages closed, all it will show is your name on the top, and the privacy of your notes will be preserved, even if it doesn't end up in the envelope right away. You'll not be permitted to take your notes from the courtroom during recesses. During the recesses, the bailiff will take possession of your notes and will return them to you when we reconvene. You'll be permitted to take your notes with you during your deliberations. After you've completed your deliberations, the bailiff will give me your notes. I will destroy your notes. No one will ever be permitted to read the notes that you take. If you take notes, do not get so involved in note-taking that you become distracted from the proceeding. Your notes should be used only as aids to your memory. Whether or not you take notes, you should rely on your memory of the evidence, and you should not be unduly influenced by the notes of other jurors. Notes are not entitled to any greater weight than each juror's memory of the evidence. Before we hear the opening statements and begin the evidentiary portion of the trial, I'm going to tell you about the rules of law applied to this case. It is my intention to give you most of the rules of law, but it might be that I will not know for sure all of the law that will apply to the case until all of the evidence is presented. However, I can anticipate most of the law and give it to you at the beginning of the trial so that you'll better understand what to be looking for while the evidence is presented. If I later decide that different or additional law applies to the case, I'll tell you. In any event, at the end of the evidence, when you retire to deliberate, I'll give you your final instruction on which you must base your verdict. At that time, you'll be provided a complete written set of the instructions, so you don't have to try to memorize what I'm about to tell you. You've heard that Mr. Sterling, the defendant in this case, has been charged in two separate charges. The first charge is soliciting a parent, legal guardian, or custodian of a child for unlawful sexual conduct using a computer service or devices. To prove this crime, the state must prove the following two elements beyond into the...
Your Honor.
Yes.
May we approach?
Granted.
Arriving at the Fairfield Inn in Crestview, which was the location agreed upon at the time he called the number. That man is the defendant, ANCEL Sterling, and those choices are why we are here today. I expect the evidence to show that on November 15, 2024, the Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office, or OCSO, along with other agencies like the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, or FDLE, and Crestview Police Department, they conducted an undercover Internet Crimes Against Children, or ICAC, operation. I expect Special Agent Jeremy Horn to be here and tell you about his involvement. He will tell you that he created a profile that he named Delaney on the website Skip the Games. He posted some photos of the people he had available, and he posed as the custodian or guardian, or in simple terms, a pimp, of the 14-year-old Delaney. He posted the number, a phone number, and he just waited. He waited until Mr. Sterling called him. He said, he texted him back, Special Agent texted Mr. Sterling back saying that at that time he could not take the call, he could only text. Mr. Sterling called again. Finally, Special Agent Hort called Mr. Sterling back. And he will tell you that he told them that he had the two females available, Jen, 39 years old, and Delaney, 14 years old. And then he will tell you that Mr. Sterling chose the younger one. You will hear the phone call with your own ears. He will also tell you that during the conversation that you will hear, Mr. Sterling asked him for the price. And pay attention. When he asked for the price, he used a specific term. What's the donation? You'll learn the importance of that. So Special Agent Orr asked him, what do you want to do? And he responded, head and sex. For $100. They agreed to $100. And that's when Mr. Sterling drove from Fort Walton Beach to the Fairfield Inn in Crestview. And when he arrived there, he took a photo of the hotel to reassure Special Agent Horn that he had arrived and he was at the location that they agreed on. Once Mr. Sterling arrived there, law enforcement officers were ready to apprehend him. So they showed up, and later Mr. Sterling was transported to the Crestview Police Department to be interviewed by investigator Chris Staley. Chris Staley will be here to tell you about the conversation that he had with the defendant. The conversation was also recorded through his body-worn camera. And I expect that you will watch that for yourself. Investigator Staley will tell you that Mr. Sterling was very evasive. He didn't answer straightforward. When he was asked, what are you doing in Crestview? And he said, oh, I'm just clearing my mind. I'm just driving, and driving is not illegal. When he asked him about what his phone number was, Mr. Sterling pretended he didn't remember it. He only remembered the area code. That phone that he used to call Special Agent Horn, that he used to look up the website of Skip the Games, was on him when he was arrested. At the time of the arrest, he was found with a black Samsung phone and also cash. The phone was seized by law enforcement, and he was sent to digital forensic examiner Casey Campbell. Casey Campbell will be here to tell you about the extraction process or phone download. Basically, he will tell you about the steps that he had to take to retrieve all the information that was in the defendant's phone. After he collected all the evidence from the phone, he transferred the results to senior investigator Mike Evans. I expect senior investigator Evans to explain the results of him reviewing the phone download of the defendant. He will tell you that he found evidence of web searches to the website Skip the Games, the text messages that Mr. Sterling exchanged with Special Agent Horn when they were deciding the meeting location, and also the photo that this defendant took of the Fairfield Inn once he arrived. The state has charged Mr. Sterling with 2 crimes. The first is traveling to meet a minor for sex facilitated by a parent, custodian, or guardian. After arranging the sexual encounter with a person he believed was offering a 14-year-old, he drove from Fort Walton Beach to Crestview. That's the traveling. That is the traveling within the state, because it is within the state of Florida, it's within Okaloosa County. He solicited when he called the number. He told Special Agent Horn that he wanted to have oral sex and vaginal sex with the Delaney, the 14-year-old. And then he took the photo to show that he had arrived. He had made the travel from Fort Walton Beach to Crestview. The second charge is the use of a two-way communication device to commit a felony. The two-way you will be read the definitions of what a two-way communication device is. In our case, it's simple. It's the phone, phone that is capable to receiving that data and then transmit data. It's the phone. He was found with the phone. He used the phone to commit this crime, to call, to search the web, to send text messages, to travel. He consulted Google Maps to travel to the Fairfield Inn. You will hear the recording of the phone call. You will see the text messages. You will see the web searches. At the end of the evidence, beyond a reasonable doubt, you will find that this defendant committed those two crimes. He made his choices on November 15, 2024. He chose the website, he chose the call, he chose the child, he chose to drive to Crestview, he chose to show up. At the end of this trial, I will ask you to make a choice too, to follow the evidence, to believe what you hear on the recording and with your own ears and eyes, and to weigh what it means that a man drove across Okaloosa County at midnight with cash in his pocket and phone on his lap, navigating to a hotel where he believed a 14-year-old girl was waiting for him. And I will ask you to return a verdict of guilty on both counts. Thank you.
May it please the court, counsel, members of the jury, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. A refresher from Tuesday, my name is David Rare. I'm co-counsel here today with Mr. Sean Lupella, and we have the honor to represent Mr. ANCEL Sterling seated with us today. The government has told you what they believe the evidence is going to show in this trial, but at this point, as the judge instructed you, what the attorneys say is not evidence. That will be presented later today. It is important to keep an open mind and keep track of what is actually presented during the course of the trial today, and reserve judgment until you've seen and heard all of the evidence that will come. Mr. Sterling trusts that you will do so. We understand that in these types of charges, when we hear something like this, it may be difficult to be objective. It's hard to keep an open mind until you know more. That is human nature, but we're asking you to wait for all the evidence. You may be tempted to jump to conclusions in these types of cases, but please do not do so. All the evidence will matter to you at the conclusion of the case when you retire to make your deliberations. Now, we expect and are confident that after you see all the state's evidence, the state's best case they can present to you today, that you'll be able to distill this case down to what it actually is. It is an attempted sting operation. Law enforcement wants to attempt to cast a wide net. What you're going to hear in evidence is where are they attempting to do so in this case? Are they doing it on some of these apps you may have heard of, Kik or Snapchat or Facebook or Instagram, places that are well known to harbor large numbers of minors and teenagers who hold accounts lawfully and are posting and interacting with people online. None of that is going to be present in this case. The only thing that's going to be applicable in this case is something called skipthegames.eu. It is an adults seeking adults only website. First, the police taking a little bit too many liberties in their methods to try and do a right thing, but going a little too far. First, they were hunting in the wrong places, as I mentioned a moment ago. This is an adult-on-adult dating site. Secondly, they were employing tactics that were causing non-predators to contact their profile or profiles on the adults-only website. Thirdly, once they made contact, they created some very strange scenarios for someone not originally predisposed to sex or engage with that with a minor or an underage individual. In this case, Mr. Sterling was looking for an adult woman on this website, which is what it is designed for, skipthegames.eu. It is an adult dating hookup site. Again, for those who may have heard similar types of things, there are things like Tinder, Adult Friend Finder, SugarDaddy.com, among many others that are available. Some sites, again, another example, Match.com, are geared for adults seeking adults for long-term committed relationships. That is what they are designed to facilitate. SkipTheGames.eu is more like a quick dating app or a hookup culture type program, like a Tinder, where you're seeking a very short style relationship between two consenting adults. So think of it, please, in that vein as you hear the evidence and how it's presented and how it's discussed. On these sites, there are ways to verify age, verify and post ages of the posters on the accounts. You are going to hear testimony about how the platform skipthegames.eu does have the ability through administrators to try and keep minors off the website, contact law enforcement if they believe minors are utilizing their platform when they are not supposed to, among other details about the nature of the program and who uses it and who is supposed to be using it. As for Mr. Sterling, he was on this website only. He was seeking an adult profile, and he responded to an adult profile that was on skipthegames.edu or EU. That is the Delaney or Miss Delaney account you're going to hear discussed today. It was actually, obviously, it has an adult profile. It has an adult female pictured on the profile, the one that he reached out to. But in actuality, it was a fake account set up by law enforcement in this case, as we go through what their setup attempt was. Mr. Sterling responded to the adult profile on skipthegames.eu. He did not get a response. No one picked up. Later, law enforcement called him back at his number. When they called him back, they gave him a strange scenario, offering a 14-year-old and a 39-year-old woman, posing as some type of manager for female escorts, to attempt to solicit him to engage in some type of unlawful contact when he had reached out first to an adult on this website. And you're going to hear a lot more detail about the background of how this unfolded as this case proceeds. The evidence will show that Mr. Sterling was not intending to seek an underage minor. He contacted the adult profile, and law enforcement proceeded to come back at him. As the trial unfolds, do please pay careful attention and try not to make assumptions. I know that I said that earlier already, but it is extremely important that you please keep that in mind until the close of all the evidence in the case today. What was Mr. Sterling intending? What type of woman was he looking for? Was he looking for an underage teen? No, he was not. By the end, we are convinced, however, that you will find the only applicable, the only appropriate decision in this case, following the law, is that Mr. Sterling is not guilty of these charges that have been levied against him, and we look forward to this today. Thank you all.
Your Honor, the state calls the Special Agent Jeremy Horn. Thank you.
Your Honor, defense invokes the rule. I don't think we've done that officially yet, but we would.
Is there anyone in the courtroom that's a witness?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. The rule is a rule of evidence and a procedure which requires all of the witnesses except for parties to remain outside of the courtroom at all times except when they're testifying. It also requires them not to discuss their testimony among themselves, either before or after their testimony. They may discuss their testimony one witness at a time with the lawyers without violating the rule. If they violate the rule, their testimony may be excluded or they may be subject to contempt citations for breaking the rule. Counsel will inform their witnesses that the rule has been invoked, and the instruction the court has explained to the jury will be imposed on all witnesses whether they're present now or not.
Thank you, Judge.
standing and raise your right hand. Madam Clerk, swear the witness.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great, can slide all the way up to the microphone. Move it if you need to, okay?
Good morning, sir.
Good morning.
State your,
Sir, I apologize. Please direct your voice to the microphone you see in front of you. Speak clearly and distinctly so we can all hear and understand you, especially the jury seated to your left. We have electronic court reporter, so it's very important that you direct your voice to the microphone so the court reporter is able to make a good record. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
If any one of the lawyers objects, stop speaking immediately until you receive an instruction on how to proceed. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
thank
Ms.
you.
Liam.
State your name and spell your last name for the record.
Jeremy Horn, H-O-R-N.
Where are you employed?
I'm employed with the Florida Department of Law Enforcement as an inspector.
How long have you been so employed?
With FDLE specifically since June of 2023.
And what are your current assignments for FDLE?
Currently, I'm assigned to the Offender Enforcement and Apprehension Division for sexual offenders. Since September of last year. Prior to that, I worked in the Cybercrimes Division.
Are you familiar with the case involving the defendant ANCEL Sterling?
I am.
And what about the term ICAC, Internet Crimes Against Children?
Yes, I am familiar with that.
Can you explain to the jury what that means?
ICAC, it's a part of a task force. The ICAC task force is comprised of state, local, and federal partners that collaborate to work to investigate crimes that occur against children.
Were you involved in an ICAC operation that led to the arrest of ANCEL Sterling on November 15, 2024?
I was.
And were there other agencies involved in this operation?
Yes.
Do you remember the agencies?
From what I recall, the Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office and the Crestview Police Department. I'm sure there were others, but those are the ones that I recall.
Where were you located during the operation?
At the Crestview Police Department, which is located within Okaloosa County.
And during this operation, what was your role?
I was assigned the role of a chatter.
What does it mean?
A chatter, my sole purpose was to post various advertisements or profiles online as a purported minor to engage in the overall course or the objective of the operation was to identify individuals in the community that have a sexual interest in children.
Are you familiar with a website called skipthegames.eu?
I am.
And what is that website used for?
It's mainly used and well known for prostitution and escorts and is commonly associated with human trafficking.
And can a person simply browse the website without creating an account?
That is correct.
And what type of communication are allowed through the website?
There is no communication directly on the website at all.
Based on your training and experience, do children access those websites as well, the Skip the Game website?
Yes. Prior to my employment with the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, I worked with the Escambia County Sheriff's Office in the Special Victims Unit, where I primarily investigated internet crimes against children, and I did work cases where we had true minors posting on Skip the Games.
Now, based on your knowledge of the website, what's the youngest age a user can select when creating a post?
The youngest age that Skip the Games will allow you to post is 19.
And why does law enforcement conduct undercover operations on platforms like Skip the Game?
As I previously mentioned, I've worked cases where true minors are posting on Skip the Games, so we take a more proactive approach as law enforcement to get on these platforms so that when people do meet who they think is a minor, it's actually law enforcement. So we just take the place of that minor.
Did you create an account on Skip the Games for this operation?
I did.
And what was the name of the profile?
Miss Delaney.
And did you use any images of Miss Delaney on this website?
I did.
And explain to the jury the type of photos that you posted?
I posted a handful of photos which depicted an analyst with the Florida Department of Law Enforcement. Her name was Neely Tolbert. The images that I obtained from her, I age regressed and then blacked out her face and posted those to the website.
Now, do you remember, did you post any other identifying information like a phone number?
Yes, so with Skip the Games, I posted the photographs and then in the biography section, because as I mentioned, there's no way to communicate on the actual website. I just included my undercover phone number on the post.
Yeah, may I approach the witness?
Granted.
I'm showing you what's been pre-marked for identification as State's Exhibit 1. Do you recognize it?
I do.
And can you tell the jury what it is?
This is a screen recording I made of the Skip the Games profile.
And how do you know that is the profile that you created?
Yes,
Did you have a chance to review this video?
I did, and I initialed it.
And is it a fair and accurate representation of the screen recording that you took?
It is.
Your Honor, State moves Exhibit 1 into evidence.
Objections?
Without objection.
Exhibit 1 is admitted. Ladies and gentlemen, the first exhibit has been admitted in evidence. Witnesses may now testify or refer to this or any other item of evidence during the remainder of the trial. This and all other items of evidence received will be available to you for your examination in the jury room during your deliberations.
Your Honor, do I have permission to publish?
Granted. This evidence will be displayed to you briefly now so that you may understand the witness's testimony. And you're on the lectern.
Yes, right here, Your Honor. So, Agent, this is the screen recording of the profile you created, correct?
What you're seeing here is the various posts I made, which you can see. They were posted on Crestview, Fort Walton, and Destin, all within Okaloosa County. And each individual link, which you'll see here in a second, just brings up the post that was made.
And those were the photos you just described, how you created them.
That is correct.
Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
Granted.
I'm showing you what's been pre-marked for identification, State's Exhibit Composite 2 ABC. Do you recognize those photos?
I do.
Are those the photos that appeared on the profile that we just watched?
They are.
So they're a fair and accurate representation of the photos that you age regressed of the other agent?
Yes.
Your Honor, State moves Exhibit Composite 2 ABC into evidence.
Objections?
Without objection.
They're admitted.
Permission to publish?
Granted. And Sagan, it's how many? 2?
2A, B, C.
Okay, thank you.
I'm gonna hand.
Granted, you may publish.
Agent Horn, prior to this operation, did you know the defendant, Ansel Sterling?
I did not.
And when was the first time you ever were contacted by Mr. Sterling?
The first time on text message or phone call would have been in August, just a couple months prior to the operation in Okaloosa County.
And what happened then?
I received a phone call. I was actually working a separate operation with the Santa Rosa County Sheriff's Office. I received a phone call from that same number, and that was it. There was just a phone call, and I responded back and said, hey, I can't talk on the phone right now, and that was the end of that communication back in August.
So did Mr. Sterling try to contact you again on November 15, 2024?
That's correct.
Can you describe your initial interactions with him?
Through the text messages or the phone calls?
The phone call first.
Yes. So in November, I received a phone call from that same number. A couple minutes, I didn't answer it. I was doing other things. A couple minutes go by, I called him back, and that's when we engaged in a longer phone call.
Do you remember the duration of that call?
Approximately 1 minute and 58 seconds, somewhere around there.
About 2 minutes?
About 2 minutes.
And was that call recorded?
It was.
And how did you record it?
We use an application or website called Callyo, CALLYO, which manages all of our communications, and we're able to export the communications directly from that program.
May I approach the witness, Your Honor?
Granted.
I'm showing you what's been pre-marked for identification as State's Exhibit 3. Do you recognize this disc?
I do.
And what is it?
This contains the phone call with myself and the defendant.
Have you had a chance to review the content of this disc?
I did.
Is it a fair and accurate representation of the phone call between you and the defendant on November 14, 15, 2024?
It is.
Your Honor, State moves Exhibit 3 into evidence.
Without objection.
Exhibit 3 is admitted.
Permission to publish?
Granted.
Hello? Hey man, that's how you called. Were you looking for Delaney?
Huh?
I just saw you called. Were you looking for Delaney?
Yeah.
Yes, I got two right now, man. I got Delaney's free, and then I also got Jen, so I wasn't sure which one you were looking for.
I don't know which one's better.
Which one's what?
Which one's better?
Better? Well, it's just preference. Jen's a little bit thicker. She's older. She's 39. Delaney's 14, though, so it really just depends on what you're looking for.
Delaney's what?
Huh?
The younger one?
No. Yes, you said the older one?
The younger one.
Younger one. Yeah, she's 14.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, but, I mean, like, it's up to you, dude. Just let me know.
All right, what's the donation?
Well, it depends on what you want to do.
Just want the heads and some sex, and that's it.
All right, with Delaney, the younger one?
Yeah.
All right, just head and sex. You just want to call it $100?
Okay.
We can do that. She's about to hop in the shower real quick, but yeah, where are you at right now?
Into Walmart right now.
Walmart and Crestview?
For Walton Beach.
Fort Walton, gotcha. Yeah, well, we're in Crestview, so just hit me up when you're ready, man.
Oh, dang. All right, bro. I will give you a call if I'm ready.
Say again?
Yeah, I will let you know.
Yeah, just shoot me a call, give me a text, whatever.
All right, thank you.
All right, bye. Yep, bye.
Can you explain, there was a donation. What did that mean?
That's a terminology used to negotiate the price for sexual activity.
Did you tell him that that was the word to use? Did you tell the defendant when he called?
No.
And what did he say he wanted to do with the 14-year-old girl?
Head and sex.
Which means?
Oral sex, and then sex could mean, vaginal, penile penetration. But head is very commonly associated with oral sex.
Now, what happened after the phone call?
After the phone call, well, there's a variety of things that happened. Specific to...
To this did you have any other contact with the defendant?
Yes. Shortly after that, we engaged in a text message communication, arranged a time and place to meet.
And where did you two agree to meet?
At the Fairfield Inn on Crossan Boulevard.
Did you send him that information?
I did.
With the address as well?
Yes.
May I approach the witness?
You may.
I'm showing you what's been pre-marked for identification as State Exhibit 4. Do you recognize this document?
I do.
And what is it?
This is the Collio export of the text message communications between myself and the defendant.
And is this a fair and accurate representation of the copy of your conversations during this operation?
It is.
Your State moves Exhibit 4 into evidence.
Without objection.
It's admitted.
Permission to publish?
Granted.
I'll be publishing it from my computer because it's just easier to read.
All right.
Agent Horn, please explain, first of all, what's that phone number up there?
The phone number at the top, at the very top, is my undercover phone number.
And then what other phone number is present in this list?
It is 850-374-0557.
And whose phone number is that?
The defendant's.
Now, of course, we can see that there are phone calls where it says type, call, SMS, call. Is the entry number 7, call outgoing, the phone call that we just listened?
Yes,
That says 1 minute, 59 seconds.
that is correct.
And then it's a number of text messages. Can you describe yours and his?
Yes, so if you look at, just if I can explain the format of it, from the far left, you can see the date and time. These times are going to be in Eastern time zone, so it's going to be an hour off. And then the type is going to be the call, or it'll say either call, SMS, or MMS. SMS being a text message, MMS being a picture. Incoming would have been a call or text message that I received. Outgoing is one that I sent. And then the actual body here would be the text messages that were exchanged.
Where did you tell him to go to the Fairfield Inn?
Did you say when?
Which entry is that?
It looks like it's line number 19.
Okay. Fairfield Inn, Crossan Street. Now, did you receive any, during this interaction via text message, did you receive any photo from the defendant?
I did.
What kind of photo did he send you?
He sent me a photograph of the Fairfield Inn, the outside of the building.
May I approach your honor?
Granted.
Showing you what we pre-marked for identification as State's Exhibit 5. Do you recognize this photo?
Yes, this is the image that was sent by the defendant, which is reflected on line number 34.
Is this a fair and accurate representation of the photo that the defendant sent you on November 15, 2024?
Yes, it is.
State moves Exhibit 5 into evidence.
Without objection.
It's admitted.
Permission to publish.
Granted.
Taking your attention to the very last entry, have a seat, right? Who sent that message?
I did.
Can you explain why and when you send that text message?
When we conduct these operations, there's a lot that's going on behind the scenes. I'm at the Crestview Police Department, coordinating with the takedown team, the arrest team, just to communicate, say like, hey, we've got a subject that is traveling 5 minutes away, or whatever the case may be. They are communicating with us via radio and stating, hey, we've got the subject pulling in. Once they advise that the subject is in custody, they will take him into custody, and then if there's a cell phone nearby, they will take a look at that and then have the chatter send a text message or a phone call to that device, which helps us to prove that that is the right person. So the reason that I sent that text message, that very last one, is after he's in custody, I sent that text message, and then somebody on the other end on the takedown team looks at it and says, yep, that is the cell phone that received that text message, this is our guy.
So in this case, did they confirm that that was the phone?
That is correct.
Thank you. No other questions? May I approach Madam Clerk with the exhibit?
Granted.
Good morning, sir.
So you were the individual in this case who created these accounts for miscellaneous at the game, correct?
That is correct.
Looks like there were 3 total but near identical accounts.
Yes, they were all the same.
Did anyone else assist you in the creation of the content that went into those profiles?
No, outside of obtaining the photos, but I created every aspect of it.
And Skip Games, now you described it earlier, that's an adult seeking adults escort service style website.
That is correct.
In the profiles you listed, they're in evidence, they were scrolled through fairly quickly, but they're in evidence now. The profile you listed as only accepts men, women, and couples.
Correct.
All right, so the profile seems to indicate an experienced woman that offers a wide repertoire of services. Is that fair to say?
So with Skip the Games, I just select all of the options. If there's because when I create the profile, the only thing I can personally edit is the bio. As far as anything else, as far as act services or what they see, those are all just check marks. So I just check all the boxes.
Okay, so it applied to the widest field possible.
Correct.
Okay. So, I mean, on the site like that, with selections like that are predetermined for those service providers, that's a fair statement, right? It's possible that adults could see that profile and contact that profile.
Yes.
In fact, it's probable on a site like that, adults would reach out to adult content like that on that website.
It does happen, yes.
Now, you're familiar with other adult-on-adult sites, for example, I'm going to list a few, Christian Mule, Match.com. Have you heard of those before?
Yes, sir.
You know, is it fair to say those tend to be long-term relationship adults seeking adult style websites?
Correct. I would agree with that.
There are other types of apps, there's a plethora of them, but other examples might be Hinge or Tinder. They're more short-term hookup culture style adult seeking adult platforms. Is that a fair description of those?
Yes, sir.
And is it fair to say that skipgames.eu is much more in line with the latter, like Tinder and Hinge, than it is something like Christian.com?
That is correct.
Now, in this case, the woman pictured in the photos on the Miss Delaney profile, that is not an actual real child, correct?
No, we don't post pictures of real children for people that want to meet minors for sexual activity. That is absolutely goes against all of our standards.
Understood, completely understandable. And I would imagine if you posted images of a child and advertised a child on the website openly, that might be a problem for the platform itself.
Yes, and there's been instances where Skip Games will ban those accounts. I mean, that actually happened with my account, and they discovered it was a law enforcement account through that process, because they initially thought it was a child.
I got you. Now, on this, you said it was age regression to photos. Now, the woman in the photo said her name was Agent Neely Tolbert.
She was an analyst with FDLE. She's still employed by a law enforcement agency, but she's now with Homeland Security Investigations.
And at the time of the photo, she was in her 20s.
24, I believe.
She was 24. And in the photos, regardless of your edits, you blacked out the face on all the images.
That's correct. They were age regressed and then blacked out.
The allowable age range on the platform, so you as a post, when you create an account, the verification process, the age range is 19 to 99.
If I can just clarify, your question was kind of two-pronged there with the
The
verification.
age range you can choose when creating an account is between 19 and 99.
That is correct.
Okay, so as a poster, those are the age ranges you can choose to create the account.
Between 19 and 99, those are the age that allows you to select.
And as you mentioned earlier, Skip the Games does have methodologies for trying to weed out minor accounts versus adulterers in the website.
Correct.
Now, we scrolled through it fairly quickly on State's Exhibit 1, which was a scroll video of the account that you created. Are you having to review those prior to today? Are you still familiar with the content of the account you created?
Yes.
So at the bottom of each of those nearly identical accounts, there is a legal disclaimer from skipgames.eu, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and have you reviewed and you're aware that those are on all your profiles?
Yes.
All right, permission to approach?
Granted.
So if you could take a moment to read through what I just handed you, and when you're ready, look up, let me know when you're finished.
Yes, sir.
So what is it not just handed?
This is a legal disclaimer that Skip the Games puts onto all of the posts.
Okay, and is that identical, the same one that is on the post we saw in the State's Exhibit 1?
Yes, sir. It looks like the R is just cut off here, but other than that, it is exactly what's on the post.
Yeah, for sure. So having been through, having read that, and go through it, it is titled legal disclaimer. And it appears below the bio that you would create for your account, correct?
Yes, sir.
To go through it, it states, I am a professional service provider. Is that accurate?
Yes, sir.
Any fees or compensation paid to me are for my time and companionship only, correct?
Yes, sir.
Any actions that take place within our contracted timeframe are a matter of mutual choice between consenting adults.
Yes, sir.
Any scenarios, fantasy or otherwise, contained in this post are purely that. They do not constitute any form of contractual obligation. Is that accurate?
Yes, sir.
I do not engage in any unlawful acts, period. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
I reserve the right not to enter into any arrangement with those whom I reasonably believe to be under the influence of drugs or alcohol or for any other reason at my sole discretion. Is that how it ends?
Yes, sir.
There is no content on the profiles you created that lists her with an underage age, correct?
That is correct. The only age that's listed on there is 99. On the bio, there is something I put on there, I can't drive yet or something to that effect. which is consistent with a 14-year-old not being able to drive. But other than that, to answer your question, the only age was 99.
So two follow-ups to that. One, if someone gets a speeding ticket and they don't pay the ticket, their license can be suspended, correct?
Yes, sir.
That's an accurate statement. And so if a person has a suspended license, they would not legally be able to drive in the state of Florida,
Correct.
okay? And that can apply to an adult,
Yes, sir.
right? So if a service provider says, I can't drive, you have to do an in-call when you come to me,
Right.
right? And in-call is what you said on your profile to Mr. Sterling, right?
Yes, sir.
Also, on the bio, you can create that. Are you familiar on, the first example I think of is Facebook Marketplace. Some people may not want to put a full phone number or other number on there, and they spell out the number in words, right? You get around certain algorithms, right? You familiar with that type of process?
Yes, sir.
So in your bio, you could have did not spell out, I'm actually 17. You never attempted to put something like that in the actual profile being used?
So I can speak specific to Skip the Games on that, because I know that they operate on more of a facial recognition as opposed to just simply what you're talking about where it's spelling it out. Because as I mentioned, my account was temporarily banned because the faces were young. So Skip the Games reached out and said, hey, I believe this may be a law enforcement account. We'll work with you. We don't want this kind of activity going on specific to minors on our platform. That's not what we're about. We will happily assist you with getting a law enforcement account. But to answer your question, it's more about the faces that they work with as opposed to the words.
Fair enough. So I'm glad they have that mechanism. That's what someone I know is supposed to do. The profile accounts that were viewed by Mr. Sterling didn't have faces viewable, right?
I'm sorry?
The profile accounts that Mr. Sterling viewed did not have the faces viewable.
They were scratched out. That is
Right,
correct.
They were all blacked out, all four that we saw, right?
Correct.
The state's exhibits, they had three blown up ones. They didn't include the fourth one where, I guess, not agent analyst, Neely Tolbert was holding a large fish, a fishing trip she had, I guess. But all the photos had faces completely blacked out.
That is correct.
And as far as physical stature, for listings, if a woman appears to be probably in her 20s, 5'4" and petite, that could be a realistic figure for a woman in her 20s.
Yes, yes, it very well could be.
During the interaction you had with Mr. Sterling, to clarify, the only interaction you had with him were via text and a phone call he was heard, correct?
That is correct.
You never met him in person?
That is correct.
On the phone call, did you ever identify yourself to Mr. Sterling?
No. As far as law enforcement or any, no, I never made any identification as to who I was.
Okay. And you did not give him any kind of fictitious name or this is who I am to him as part of the investigation?
No, sir. I just started off with, hey, are you looking for Delaney? And that was really the only, oh, and I mentioned Jen, the 39-year-old as well. Those are the only two fictitious names that were mentioned.
In the call, did you ever say what your relationship or status was with either Jen or Delaney?
No.
Did you ever delineate that, meaning say what your relationship was to either of them in the text conversation you had with Mr. Sterling?
No, sir.
Those are my questions.
Read your rap.
Yes, sir, I'll briefly. Agent Horn, you said children can open accounts on Skip the Game.
Yes, ma'am, and just to clarify, I know even when I worked that case, and it's been a couple of years since I was with the sheriff's office, but those legal disclaimers have been consistent with all of their posts. And unfortunately, minors are still able to post on Skip the Games, which is why we do this.
What does it take to open an account or upload a profile on Skip the Game?
To create an account, for me, and keep in mind this was created back in 2019 or 20, so it's been a while and I'm sure it might have changed, but when I created it, I simply had to I have my undercover persona, take a selfie with an email address, and then upload that through whatever site or email it to them. And then I waited about 7 or 8 months on their backlog until they finally got around and verified it. And that's what started it.
Now, although you did a list the age of Delaney on the profile. When you spoke with Mr. Sterling, did you tell him how old Delaney was?
Yes, multiple times. I made references to the younger one and also provided the option. I said, hey, I have a 39-year-old named Jen, and I have a 14-year-old named Delaney. And as you mentioned in the phone call, I actually misheard. He said the younger one, and I said the older one, and he said no. He corrected me and said no, the younger one. And then I again clarified and said she's 14.
Did he seem to understand that she was 14?
His exact response was, oh, dang. So yes, I would definitely agree that he understood.
Thank you. No other question.
Is the witness released?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense? Is the witness released?
If I have a moment, Judge.
Yes, sir.
Release, Judge.
All right, witness is released. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Your next witness, please.
State calls investigator Christopher Staley.
You'll remain standing right here, face the clerk, and raise your right.
Madam Clerk, swear the witness.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you.
Please be seated. Direct your voice to that microphone you see in front of you. Speak clearly and distinctly. Our court reporter is with us remotely today, so it's very important that you keep using that microphone so a good record will be made. It's very important also the jury is able to hear and understand what you have to say. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
If the lawyers object, stop speaking immediately until I give you an instruction on what to do. Is that all right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Ms. Leone, you may inquire.
Good morning.
State your name and spell your last name for the record.
My name is Christopher Staley. Last name is spelled S-T-A-L-E-Y.
Where are you currently employed?
Okaloosa County Sheriff's Department,
What are your duties with the Sheriff's Office?
Criminal Investigator Division.
How long have you been so employed?
Around 8 years.
And in this capacity, how long have you been an investigator?
2.5.
Did you receive specialized trainings in investigations?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you assigned to specialized investigations?
Yes, ma'am.
What kind?
Anywhere from people crime, from child crimes to child abuse and things like that, sex crimes, rapes, things.
So do you have training in investigating crimes against children?
Yes, ma'am.
Have you also participated as part of your duties in undercover operations?
Not undercover operations, but
Like an ICAC operation?
yes, ma'am. ICAT operations.
And what's ICAC? Internet crimes against children.
Yes, yes. I'm sorry.
Were you working in one of those operations on November 15, 2024?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, what was your role in that operation?
My role was to interview the suspects when they was brought to Crestview PD and prepare the probable cause.
Where were you during this operation, physically located?
I was physically located, they call it Crestview PD, but in Warriors Hall.
Now, are you familiar with the case involving the defendant, ANCEL Sterling?
Yes, ma'am.
On November 15, 2024, did you have a chance to meet the defendant?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you see him today in this courtroom?
Yes, ma'am.
Please point to him and identify him by an article of clothing he's wearing.
He's the young man sitting behind the table with the blue shirt and the tie.
Let the record reflect that the witness has identified the defendant. At approximately what time was Mr. Sterling arrested on November 15, 2024?
It was around midnight, I believe.
And where was he exactly when he was arrested?
At the pickup location, I believe, was the Fairfield Inn.
Now, you weren't there at the pickup location.
I was not there, no, ma'am.
And the Fairfield Inn is located where?
In Crestview.
Okaloosa County?
Yes, ma'am, Crestview, Florida, Okaloosa County.
Now, when he was arrested, do you remember what the defendant had in his possession?
Not when he was arrested at the Fairfield Inn, no, ma'am.
Did he have a phone?
Yes, his phone was taken. Yes, ma'am.
And did he have any cash?
When he was brought to me, yes, ma'am, he had approximately around $90.
Now, you said that phone was seized by law enforcement?
The phone was seized, yes, ma'am.
What type of phone was it?
It was a S21, I believe Samsung, black.
Did you have a conversation with Mr. Sterling that night?
Yes, ma'am, I interviewed him.
Did you read his Miranda rights?
Yes, ma'am, I read him his Miranda rights twice.
So did you make sure he understood them?
The first time when I read him, he stated he didn't understand them. So the second time I read a sentence and asked him did he understand it, he acknowledged by shaking his head.
Did he agree to speak with you?
He agreed to speak to me.
And was that interview recorded on your body camera?
Yes, ma'am, it was recorded on my body cam.
Now, what did Mr. Sterling tell you about the reason why he was in Crestview?
He told me he was in Crestview. He was just riding around to clear his head.
Did he offer to you any other explanation about why he was in Crestview?
Like I said, he told me before, like, he said it's not illegal to drive. And I said, you're right, it's not illegal to drive. And he said he was there to clear his head. And I asked him where he worked at. He told me he worked at Okaloosa Gas. And then I asked him what he do. He said construction. So I said, are you building the new building? And you just wanted to drive to Crestview and ride around? He said, yes, it's not illegal. So, okay.
Now, the new building you're talking about is what?
At the time, it was right there located in Valparaiso, the new Okaloosa County gas building.
Was not in Crestview.
It's not in Crestview, no, ma'am.
Did you let him listen to the phone call that he made to Special Agent Horn?
Yes, ma'am.
And what did he tell you after he listened to the call?
He just looked and just kind of looked and said that wasn't him.
It wasn't him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, did you ask him for his phone number?
I did.
Did he give it to you?
No, ma'am. He said he couldn't remember. He just got a new phone.
Did you ask him what kind of phone he had?
Yes. He said a Nokia at first, and then he told me it was a S21 black Samsung.
May I approach the witness?
Granted.
Thank you. I'm showing you what's been pre-marked for identification as States Exhibit 6. Do you recognize this?
Yes, ma'am.
And what is it?
That is the interview from our body cam.
And how do you know that this is the interview from your body cam?
Because I reviewed it and I signed it.
When did you review it?
July 7, 2026.
So is this a fair and accurate representation of your interview recorded from your body camera on November 15, 2024?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, State moves Exhibit 6 into evidence.
Without objection.
It's admitted.
Permission to publish?
Granted.
That's it, say we're gonna sign the sheriff's department. Hey, you got anything else that's on stick me? No, sir. All right, I'm gonna check you, okay? Okay. Are you studying? You mad? Okay. Okay, welcome, sir. What's this right here? Money?
Gonna put it in the, gonna pull it out, make sure there's nothing in between it, and put it inside the wallet for him. Is that okay with you, sir? Put it in here?
Yeah. Can count to see how much?
Now you're
All right.
Put it in the pocket.
I'm in the pocket real quick. So you go ahead? Yeah, have it at the top. You want to make sure they're comfortable for you?
Put it with tape.
They're a little tight?
Right.
I'm gonna make them comfortable.
Excuse me,
Which one?
both of them.
Both of them? All right. Well, that one's good. You got some room to move in that one.
$80 in the pocket, around 90.
90, right, 90?
Wallet.
All right, that's it.
Stick it in there so we don't.
Stick it in, so you got 90 in your pocket, okay?
There we go, sir.
All right. Hey man, how you doing, man? My name is Investigator State with the Okaloosa County Sheriff's Department, like I stated out there before. I'm gonna ask you some questions, okay? I'm gonna talk to you a little bit, and before I can talk to you, man, I just gotta read you something, okay?
Yeah.
All right? So what I'm gonna read you is called Miranda, okay?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in court. You have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before we ask you any questions, and to have them with you during questions. If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will be appointed for you before any questions if you wish. If you decide to answer questions now without a lawyer present, you still have the right to stop answering at any time. You also have the right to stop answering any time until you talk to a lawyer. Hey, buddy. Hey, you understand everything I just read to you?
I think so.
Huh?
I think so.
You think so? And what don't you understand so I can read it again?
Read over again, I can understand.
Huh?
Read over again so I can understand.
Okay, hold your head up. All right, thank you. All right, so you have the right to remain silent. You understand that?
Yeah.
Okay.
What am I being under arrest for?
Okay, well,
What am I being under arrest
you
for?
want me to read this to you again?
Yeah, what am I being under arrest for?
Well, let me get through this and I'll tell you, okay?
Okay.
All right, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against you in court. You have the right to talk to a lawyer for advice before we ask you any questions and to have them with you during questioning. You understand? All right. If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will be appointed for you before any questions if you wish. You understand that? Yes? Okay, you're nodding your head. Okay. If you decide to answer any questions now without a lawyer present, you still have the right to stop answering any time. You also have the right to stop answering any time until you talk to a lawyer. You understand that? Okay, you're nodding your head. Having these rights of mine, do you want to talk to me?
About
About why we're here?
why are we here?
Huh?
Why are we here?
Okay, so let's get right to the meat and potatoes. We're here because we have your video talking, soliciting a minor for sex. That's not, we don't?
Oh, sir.
You don't think so?
I don't do that kind of stuff. I don't.
What's your name?
My name is ANCEL Sterling.
Huh?
ANCEL Sterling.
ANCEL Sterling. You know Delaney?
What?
Delaney?
Who's that?
You don't know Delaney?
No, sir.
Okay. You remember asking somebody about a donation? How much a donation?
Hey man, that's how you call. Were you looking for Delaney? I just saw you call. Were you looking for Delaney? Yeah. Yes, I got two right now, man. So Delaney's free, and I also
Just when you're ready, man. Okay. All right, bro. I'll give you a call when I'm ready. Second. Yeah, I'll let you know. Shoot me a call, give me a text, whatever. All right. Thank you. All right, bye. Yep, bye.
And I'm Mr. Sterling, I'm gonna be honest with you.
Hey, man, that's how you call. Were you looking for...
Mr. Sterling, I mean, play it again, I'm sorry. I mean, that's you, I mean, you understand? So, anything you wanna add
To what?
about this?
What do you mean?
Like, we got you asking which one, you want the younger one. He told you a price, you have $100 in your pocket.
What does that mean?
Huh?
What does that mean?
Meaning you was coming up here for sex. What you think?
This thing's killing my mom.
Okay. Well, so what you think? Do you, huh?
About what?
About why you was up there? Why did you come up to Crestview?
I can't drive?
You have the right to drive any way you want to, but what you don't have the right to do is solicit minors.
I wasn't soliciting minors.
No, so that's not you.
I wasn't soliciting no minors.
So what happened?
I was not soliciting no minors, sir.
So was that you on? Is that fair to say that was you on that voice call?
Nope.
No. So why don't you come up here to Crestview?
I'm just driving.
Just driving?
Just clearing my head.
Clear your head? No. Got a lot on your mind? Right, what's going on?
A lot of work.
A lot of work? Where you work at?
Niceville.
Niceville. What you doing in Niceville?
I work at Okaloosa Gas.
You work at Okaloosa Gas. So you was out checking the gas lights this late?
Nope.
What you doing at Okaloosa Gas?
Doing construction.
Oh, you building a new construction?
Yeah, a new building.
Your new building?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's what got you stressed out?
No, not really.
Okay. Okay. So what got you stressed out?
My father, just thinking about my family.
Man, about your family? Where your family at?
In Jamaica.
Jamaica. You married?
Yes, sir.
Where your wife at?
She's not here.
She's in Jamaica too?
No, she's on the road. She's in Hawaii.
She what?
Hawaii.
Hawaii?
Yeah.
So what's she doing?
Ohio.
Ohio?
Yeah.
What part of Ohio?
Don't quite sure, but Ohio she is.
You don't. So you married, but you don't know what part of Ohio your wife is?
She's all both. She's driving.
She's what?
She's driving.
So she a truck driver?
Yeah.
Who she drive for?
Nationwide.
Nationwide? Okay. She drive 18-wheeler, huh? So she's in Ohio right now. She on the west side of Ohio or east side?
Not sure if the west side or the east side.
Huh?
Not sure if it's the west or the east.
Okay, but you know she in Ohio. Okay. And you work construction?
Yes, sir.
Alright. So, do we know why you was coming to Crestview tonight?
So I was just driving and clearing my head.
Clear your head? If you want to clear your head, why you just didn't ride with your wife? You could have drove with her.
I gotta work.
You gotta work. So, do you know the lady?
I don't know who's Delaney. I don't know Delaney.
No. You came here looking to have sex with a 14-year-old? Is that fair to say?
Sir? Sir? I didn't come out having sex with no 14-year-old, sir.
Okay.
I would never do that.
So you just have $100 in your pocket ready to pay what? Just give it to a homeless person?
So you can't bring money in your pocket?
You can't have money in your
It's
pocket.
against the law to have money in your pocket?
Not against the law to have money in your pocket.
Okay.
How did you get that address? Where you went?
What address?
Where you got picked up at?
I don't even know. I'm just driving, clear my head, that's all.
You just driving the clear head, huh? So I sent you the address and we got here. But you don't know why you was here. You don't even know why you in handcuffs. Okay. Anything else you want to offer? Tell me.
Like what?
Anything you want to tell me? Anything you want to say? I'm not about to go round and round with you. I mean, we got you. We got you.
I'm not going around with you.
Yeah, I'm not going to go round and round with you. Right?
I'm not going around with you. I'm not going around with you. So just to be honest, I'm not going around with you.
Yeah. Well, we got you. And anything else you want to add?
About what?
About this situation?
Just no situation.
There's not?
No.
Okay. Well, you'll be in charge with soliciting a minor and traveling to meet a minor and communicate and going from there. So you'll be going to the Okaloosa County Jail. All right. And if your wife is in Ohio, depends on what part. If she's on the bottom of Ohio, she should be here about 10 hours. If she's at the top of Ohio, it's going to be about a good 13 before she can get to you. Okay? All right. I'll go ahead and get your transport over. Stand up. Not bad. Stand up, man. Sarge.
Yes, sir.
We got somebody transporting?
On the way.
On the way? Do you have a phone?
No.
Okay. No phone?
No, they take it away now.
You said what?
They take it away now before.
Sit down.
I can't sit down.
You gonna sit down?
I want to turn around.
Turn around where?
I want to turn around to sit down.
I don't want to turn around. Where's your phone?
I don't know. They take it away from me.
They did? Okay.
Yeah.
We just want to see if they'll tell us what type of phone it is, just to make sure we're getting the right one.
Alright, what type of phone is it?
It's Nokia.
Nokia?
Sorry, no, it's a Samsung.
Samsung. Samsung what?
S21.
Say it again?
S21.
S21? Yep. Samsung S21. What color? What's the phone number to it?
I don't even remember. It's a new number.
New number? Alright, so you don't know the number to it?
I don't know my number by heart.
You don't know the number by heart?
No, sir.
What you think the number start with?
850.
Okay, and what's the other three?
Don't remember.
You don't remember it? Black Nokia, okay. What kind of car you drive?
No, Nokia.
Nokia. Samsung 21, okay. What kind of car you drive?
A white car.
White car? Okay. Alright. You want to go bitch on me right here?
Hold on.
Are you recording on here? Start recording. You got it? Yeah. Alright. You go with him, okay?
When you get your camera, come down here and hold the story.
Yep.
I don't have any further questions, Your Honor.
Mr. Rare.
May I approach Madam Clerk with the exhibit?
Granted.
Now, good afternoon, investigator.
Good afternoon, sir.
So in this case, your only role was interviewing Mr. Sterling following the arrest that was made, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that was the only time in any of this you really had any interaction with him?
Yes, sir.
All right. Prior to the interview, Let me rephrase that. You didn't participate in the actual, like, physical arrest of him?
No, sir.
So you were never at any hotel?
No, sir.
Okay. There was an adult profile on skipthegames.eu that's been referenced in this case. You had no role in creating or managing that account at all?
No, sir.
All right, so for purposes of this is the first time you'd ever met and seen Mr. Sterling?
Yes, sir.
And the only time you've seen or talked to him since, is that fair?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And walking into that room, obviously you'd never met him, talked to him, there's no profile. Walking into the room, someone else told you kind of, here's what we think we have, and they gave you a copy of the recording we heard, right, that you played for him?
Yes, sir.
All right. Those are my questions.
Any redirect?
No, Your Honor.
Is the witness released?
Yes.
Defense?
Maybe released.
All right, the witness is released. Thank you very much. Good day.
Thank you, sir.
And bailiff informs me that jury's lunch is here, so we'll take our lunch recess at this time. And
That's
we'll
fine.
plan on an hour, which would be enough time for lunch and for you to have a comfort break, and we'll reconvene. I'm showing it to be 02. We'll reconvene right just 5 minutes after 1. That should give time for everybody. If that doesn't give sufficient time, let the bailiff know and he'll so inform me. All rise for the jury. Please be seated. State and the defense acknowledge the presence of the jury.
State does.
We do, Your Honor. All right. Your next witness, please, Ms. Lehman.
The state calls Mr. Casey Campbell.
Alright, you'll remain standing right here, face the clerk, and raise your right hand.
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I swear.
Thank you.
Please be seated.
Slide all the way up to the microphone. You can move the microphone if you need to, speak directly into the microphone.
All right. And like I said, the bailiff said, direct your voice to the microphone, speak clearly and distinctly. And since our court reporter is remote today, it's important that you keep using the microphone so that they can make a good record. It's also important that the jury seated to your left is able to hear and understand you. Is that okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
And if one of the lawyers objects, stop speaking immediately until you receive an instruction on how to proceed. Is that all right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Leone, you may inquire.
Thank you. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
State your name and spell your last name for the record.
Casey Campbell, last name is Campbell.
Where are you employed?
The Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office.
And what is your title?
I am a digital forensic examiner.
So do you work in a special division for the sheriff's office?
Yes, I work in the cybercrimes unit
And how long have you held that position?
for 15 years.
Can you describe your role as a digital forensic technician? What does your work involve on a day-to-day basis?
My job encompasses the download, collection, and reporting on digital evidence that's seized by the sheriff's office. This includes everything from your typical cell phone or computer or flash media storage cards, things of that nature. Anything digital that has storage capabilities, it's my responsibility to process that evidence and create reports.
For your duties, do you have to have specialized training or certifications?
Yes, we do.
And could you estimate how many extractions of cell phones have you done in your career?
Over the course of my career, I've done well over 10,000 plus downloads.
Now, are you familiar with the case involving the defendant, ANCEL Sterling?
Yes, I am.
In connection with this case, were you asked to download a phone?
Yes, I was asked to download Exhibit 1, a Samsung cellular device.
Do you remember the color of the phone?
I don't recall offhand, no.
May I approach Madam Clerk, Your Honor?
Granted.
May I approach the witness?
Granted.
I'm approaching with what's been pre-marked for identification as State's Exhibit 7. Can you, well, first of all, can you describe it from the envelope?
Yes, this is our typical evidence package, and I can see by the envelope, this is item 1, the Samsung cell phone for this case number, and I recognize my initials from where I performed this extraction and for when the first extraction attempt was done and where I sealed it up there.
And can you open this, please? Can you describe what that item is?
Yes, this is a Samsung cell phone. It's black in color, has a case to it that is taken off right now, but has a clear plastic case along with the phone. Don't see any scratches or dents on the device itself.
And is that the same device that you received in connection with this case?
Yes, it is.
And is that the telephone that belongs to the defendant?
Yes, it is.
Your Honor, State moves Exhibit 7 into evidence.
Objections?
May we approach?
Granted.
We're open Saturday 10 to 4, Sunday 10 to 3, and it's both our Crestview, Fort Walton Beach, and Eglin Air Force Base locations. So you have things to do, go and do it. Just know the UPS store is going to be here. Again, Sundays 10 until 3 p.m.
Hi, I'm Wanda Roberts. For the last 20 years, I've been helping the residents of Northwest Florida buy and sell their properties. My office is just 1 block south of the courthouse in historic downtown Crestview. Give us a call at 850-398-5389.
Hi, I'm Michael Gilbert, defense attorney with Warrior Law. I represent those accused in Santa Rosa, Okaloosa, and Walton County. If you or anyone you know has been accused of a crime, give us a call. We can help.
submitted over the objection. You may.
Before you conducted your examination, where was this phone stored?
It was stored in our Sheriff's Office evidence unit.
And how did it come to you?
Investigator Mike Evans checked out the phone from evidence and brought it to the lab. He had obtained a search warrant, and he picked up the phone and brought it to the lab for me to download.
Do you remember the date when you first attempted to download the phone?
That would be July 9th, 2025.
And at that time, when we received the phone, what did you first do with the phone?
Performed a physical inspection of the phone, checking for any defects, cracks, breaks, checking around the connection port, things of that nature, just to make sure the integrity of the phone.
Do you ensure that, before you examine it, do you ensure that the phone has no connections to internet, Wi-Fi, and that kind of stuff?
Yes, if those things, any Bluetooth or Wi-Fi or cellular signal, if any one of those things are on and I'm able to disable those things prior to a download, all those things are disabled prior to the download taking place.
And do you charge the phone before starting to examine it, extracting the information?
Yes, the phone typically gets at least a full charge prior to the download attempt.
Now, what kind of tool do you use to download a phone?
In this case, we use our Celebrite UFED forensic tool. It's a tool used by law enforcement across the nation for a lot of cellular extractions, and it's a very popular tool and one that we have used since I started doing this in 2011.
Can you explain in general terms how an extraction works?
Yes, so typically for cell phone extractions, once the device is plugged into our Celebrite unit, which is our download tool for cell phones, a handshake, a digital handshake, takes place between the cell phone device and our machine. Once that handshake has occurred, that's where it recognizes the device that's plugged in, usually gives some basic information saying like what type of phone, what model it is, what make it is, and then it starts going through the process of what kind of download options are available. When I have that handshake, it takes place and it has recognized the phone and I get those download options, I always download the top tier first. The top tier download usually is what's called a full file system extraction. That is basically everything from the phone. It's the most in-depth type of download that we can get from a cellular device. And so I kind of start from the top, and if that one's not supported, then I start taking steps down. And once I have selected the type of extraction I'm going to do with our Celebrite tool, then I begin the procedure. It starts extracting data from that device. Once the data is fully extracted and it's all done, it takes that raw data dump from the phone, from the target, and it puts it into a report format. Basically, it's one big dump file of data, and then it takes all that and parses out that information into something that we could all read, that we could be familiar with, whether it be here's the text messages, here's the phone calls, here's the media. It makes it all readable that any user could sit down and understand what they're looking at.
Does the Celebrite UFED alter or modify the underlying data on the phone during the extraction process?
No, it does not. If it altered any data, then it would not be a reliable tool for law enforcement to use. It has to keep data just as it is and not alter the device.
So would it be fair to say that whatever you obtain from a phone download is like a carbon copy of the content of the phone itself?
Yes, it's a fair and accurate description of the phone as it was at the time it was downloaded, yes.
In this case, did you have to download the phone twice?
Yes, this phone was done twice. The first extraction was done by Investigator Evans, and that happened, I believe it was February of 2025, and he was unsuccessful at that time for that download. In July of 2025, he authored a new search warrant because we had received some updates allowing new phones to be downloaded successfully because we did not have a PIN code to this device at the time when he made the original attempt. So in July, when he got that new search warrant signed and I attempted to download it, I was successful, and I did identify a PIN code for this device and was able to obtain a full file system extraction.
Now, once you, in July, extracted the data from the phone, what did you do with it?
I handed that report over to Investigator Evans to review.
Did you have anything else to do with this case after you provided the information to Investigator Evans?
No, that ended my involvement in this case.
Thank you. No further question.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
So in this case, to cover a few quick questions, you never spoke to or interviewed Mr. Sterling in this case?
No, today is the first time I've ever seen him.
All right, and as far as any prior investigation that led up into this case, you had no involvement in that whatsoever?
Correct.
And you did not review anything that was obtained from the phone that was provided to you?
Correct.
So your only involvement was someone handed you a phone, you did your standard download procedure, and then gave them what came out?
Correct, sir.
I just want to clarify. Thank you.
Any redirect?
No, Your Honor.
Witness released?
Yes.
Defense?
Yes.
Thank you very much. Good day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good day, sir.
This. State calls Investigator Mike Evans.
You'll remain standing right here. Raise your right hand and face the clerk. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Please be seated. Yes, sir.
Slide all the way to the microphone. You can move the microphone if you need to. Speak directly into the microphone.
Yes, ma'am. As bailiff told you, speak directly into the microphone. It's important we can hear and understand you, especially the jury seated to your left. And since our court reporter is remote today, you need to be sure that you speak up and use that microphone so a good record can be made. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
And if any of the lawyers object, stop speaking until you receive an instruction from me on how to proceed, all right?
Yes, sir.
All right. Ms. Leary.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, ma'am.
State your name and spell your last name for the record.
My name is Michael Evans, E-V-A-N-S,
Where are you currently employed?
Okaloosa County Sheriff's Office.
What are your duties?
I am the senior investigator for the Homeland Security Unit.
And how long have you been employed with the sheriff's office?
18 years in August.
How many years have you spent in this capacity?
I've been with the Homeland Security Unit, well, it was originally called the ICAC Cybercrimes Unit for going on 13 years.
Have you ever participated in undercover operations involving internet crimes against children?
Yes, ma'am.
As part of your duties, do you also teach other officers?
Yes, ma'am. I'm an instructor for the North Florida ICAC Task Force.
How many years would you say out of the 18 years have you been involved with those kind of crimes, internet crimes against children?
Going on the 13 years, that's been my primary investigative spot, one of my primary investigative spots.
What's the purpose of internet crimes against children operation?
Internet crimes against children is designed to go out to the internet and identify individuals on the internet that are looking for child sexual abuse material or wanting to entice children into producing child sexual abuse material or to meeting children with for sexual contact.
Were you involved in an undercover ICAC operation in November 2024 that resulted in the arrest of ANCEL Sterling?
Yes, ma'am.
What was your specific role in that operation?
I was the chat supervisor.
Can you describe how this type of operation is set up and how does it work?
The operation is set up with a number of what's called chatters. Those are the people that are putting on the online personas onto the internet. And then once those personas are put onto the internet, they wait for individuals to contact them. They identify who they are and their age. And at that point in time, if the individual continues to converse, they wait to see if a sexual act is brought up into it and if travel. And if that occurs, then we move to the travel and the arrest. That's really as basic as I can make that in that.
During this particular operation, were there several chatters?
Yes, ma'am.
And was Special Agent Jeremy Horn one of the chatters?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, during this phase, what were your responsibilities?
During the actual chat operations, my job as a chat supervisor is to ensure people are chatting in a number of different avenues on the internet, and then to ensure that if they have questions or they have problems, I can answer those questions, and then I am the first person to review what's called the probable cause, which means I will go back and review the chats and then look for what I teach in the class, what you would make be called the standards. Was the age put out first? What was the sexual contact that was put out, and so on.
As part of this particular investigation involving Mr. Sterling, was a phone seized from him?
Yes, ma'am, during the time of his arrest.
Were you involved with the extraction of that phone?
I wrote the 2 search warrants for that phone. The first extraction I attempted, which we did not get information from, and then the second extraction, Mr. Campbell, our digital forensic technician, did that extraction, and then I reviewed said extraction.
Can you explain why the first download didn't bring results?
Well, what happens is you have different states of the phone, and at times you get what's called what we call a before first unlock. So the easiest way to explain that is if the phone had powered off, if you've ever turned your phone off and then you lose battery and you plug it back in and your phone comes back on, that's in the before first unlock state. That state, everything pretty much is encrypted on the phone. You can't get anything off the phone. So you're not going to see text messages, locations other things from that type of an extraction, because it's all in the encrypted state.
After Mr. Campbell was able to successfully download the phone, were you able to review the contents of that phone?
Yes, ma'am.
You're on a approach.
Granted. Granted.
Investigator Adams, I'm showing you what's been pre-marked for identification as State's Exhibit 8.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you recognize this page?
This is the extraction summary that's obtained from when the extraction occurs, and then a report is generated.
And is this a fair and accurate representation of the summary report that you retrieved from the defendant's phone after the download?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, State moves Exhibit 8 into evidence.
Without objection.
It's admitted.
Permission to publish.
Granted. And see, I'm old enough to remember laughing at the people who took the AV class in high school and now.
So, investigator, what does this document tell us?
It just tells us the basic information off the phone. It's going to give you the make and model of the phone. It's going to tell you that the phone number should be on here as well. And if you would slide it slightly over so I can read the gray.
The number, you mean?
Slide it this way for me. Thank you. Nope. A little bit more. I want to see the gray writing so I can.
Oh, the gray writing, okay. Sorry.
Thank you. So some of these things are unique and identifiers to the phone, not just like the device name Samsung Galaxy S22 plus 5G. That's just a general name of the phone. But you have your Bluetooth ID, or a device address. You have a MAC address, which is a unique identifier for the phone. And you have the advertising ID. And then it says current SIM phone number. That is the phone number that is attached to the phone, and it's attached to the SIM card. If you don't know, if you don't have a SIM card in the phone, you can't get phone calls in and out like normally onto the phone. In this particular case, the device name is the type of phone. It hasn't been changed to the person's name. Sometimes you'll see it, if the individual's name is Tom, you'll see Tom's phone there.
And what's the phone number for this phone?
850-374.
Thank you. Did your review of the extraction reveal text conversations on the defendant's phone?
Yes, ma'am.
And what about photographs?
Yes, ma'am.
May I approach Madam Clerk? Yeah.
Granted.
I'm showing you what's been admitted into evidence as State's Exhibit 5. Do you recognize this photo?
Yes, ma'am.
Was this photo among the content of the defendant's phone download?
Yes, ma'am.
So is this a fair and accurate representation, of course, of what you found in his phone?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. As part of the content of the defendant's phone that you have reviewed, did you come across the web searches that the owner of the phone performed?
Yes, ma'am.
And specifically around November 15, 2024?
Yes, ma'am.
May I approach the witness, Your Honor?
Granted.
Investigator, I'm showing you what we pre-marked for identification as State's Exhibit 9. Do you recognize that document?
Yes, ma'am.
And what is it?
It's the web history. Web history is where you would go on the internet that's been recorded onto the phone.
And does it show the date when the web?
Yes, it's going to show basically going across the top. It's going to say title. That's where it's kind of your basic title. URL. URL are the addresses for you going somewhere. Your URL normally, I like to say ESPN. If you say www.espn.com, that's a URL. Okay. Last visited time is the last visited date and time on there as well. They have two other columns in here that in most of this, because the phone did not record that, number of visits and usage pattern. And then there's additional information such as source information as well, which is more where that information is stored on the phone.
And is this a fair and accurate copy of the extraction from the phone that shows the web searches you analyzed?
Yes, this is a fair and accurate copy of the web history.
Your Honor, State moves Exhibit 9 into evidence.
Without objection.
Submit it.
Permission to publish?
Granted.
I'll be publishing it, Your Honor, from my laptop. So, investigator, I'm going to go to the top where it shows the columns, the name of what they are. Sorry. So that's, I guess number one entry and title. What is the title?
Skipthegames.com. Call this poster.
And in order to read this, it's showing on last visited. It gives you time and date, right?
Yes.
And that was the 15th, I guess, at 11:32 p.m.?
It was November 15, 2024 at 11:34 p.m. UTC -6.
And That means that the phone was connected to the website at that time.
That means the web history shows that the phone, whether they were using Chrome, went to that website.
For example, now we see that the third column shows HTTPS and then skipthegames.com, and then what's in out calls, what's that description?
What in out calls are?
Yeah.
What's that description? In call or out call means for a sex worker, they can either go to you or you can come to them.
And let's see number 4, for example, escorting for Walton.
Escorts in Fort Walton, Florida, skip the games, and escort is escort sites are predominantly used for human trafficking.
Now, are you familiar with this Skip the Games website?
Yes, ma'am.
And why are you familiar with that?
Also, one of my duties is also to investigate human trafficking. We understand that, like I said before, escort sites are used for trafficking of adults and juveniles. I've also assisted in other cases where juvenile females have been trafficked on Skip the Games.
From your experience with this particular website, do you know whether children are present on this website?
Objection, and we approach.
Granted.
Back Home Bakery Cafe is 2 blocks from the courthouse on Crestview historic Main Street. We serve handmade pastries, espresso, and lunch items, and we're open Tuesday to Saturday from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., serving lunch from 11 to 2. We hope to see you soon.
Hello, I am Bonnie from Body Be Healthy here in Crestview. We have been serving the area since 1999. We're an alternative health food store. If you're interested in bettering your health, we'd like to invite you to stop by. We're located in Court Plaza. Stop by and let us help you be healthy.
I'm Amanda Gaskin with Briarpatch Realty. Helping qualified heroes save money is my passion. When I help a hero buy or sell a home, they receive a check from Homes for Heroes.
Based on your training and experience with this website, are you aware whether or not children can access this website?
Yes.
Yeah, that was my question. Now, going back to the highlighted part, is that the profile that was created for this operation, Ms. Delaney?
Yes, ma'am.
And what's the significance of this? Did the defendant go on that site and look at Delaney?
This phone went to that particular website, yes, ma'am.
And that's entry 78. And then again, same with this.
Yes, ma'am.
And again, right?
Yes, ma'am.
At different times, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Do you know, based on your review of the phone download, I guess how else the defendant used the phone in furtherance of this incident?
Well, besides the text messages and the image that was sent during the phone and the web history used, the GPS was also used on this phone.
The GPS was used to, how did you use it?
To locate the predetermined meet location, excuse me.
Yes, thank you. And did you also find the text messages?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
Granted.
I'm showing you what's been pre-marked as this exhibit 10 for identification. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, ma'am.
And can you tell the jury what it is?
This is this is a printout of the extraction of the conversations between the phone number that was extracted and the undercover officer.
And is this a fair and accurate representation of the text messages that you observed from the extraction of the phone?
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, state moves exhibit 10 into evidence.
Without objection.
It's admitted.
Permission to publish from my laptop.
Granted.
So investigator, okay, what's that phone number showing there?
850-713-5475.
And whose phone number is that?
It's going to be the phone number assigned to this phone.
Can you indicate for ease of review for the jury, the blue bubbles, whose conversation is that?
The blue conversation, I messed that up. The blue conversation is going to be, what the owner of the phone will see. The green conversation will be what was sent.
So in other words, the blue was Special Agent Horn, right? Where he's telling the other person, Delaney is going to be ready in 20 minutes.
Yes.
So on the green, if you notice, it says owner. That's referring to owner of the phone, right?
Yes. I apologize, I mixed the phone numbers up.
So this green one belongs to the owner of the phone. And he's saying, okay, can you send me the address? He's asking right for the address to the
Yes, ma'am.
other person. And the agent responds, hold up, she's going to shower, then I'll send you the address. And the owner says, cool. What's WYARN?
Where you at right now?
Okay. And I guess the response is that it's in Fort Walton Beach.
Yes, ma'am.
And again, the owner of the phone says, okay, cool, on my way now, I guess to Crestview, based on the blue message above.
Yes, ma'am.
And this is a message when the agent is telling the other person, the defendant in this case, to meet at the Fairfield Inn in Crestview, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, no further questions. May I approach Madam Clerk with the exhibits?
Granted.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Just to cover a few quick things. In this case, you never actually spoke with Mr. Sterling during any of these events, correct?
No, sir.
And you never interacted with him personally on an in-person basis either?
No, sir.
Okay. For the online profile account on Skip the Games, you had no role in preparing or generating or creating or maintaining that account, is that correct?
Correct. I did, before the accounts are made, I do approve the accounts just to make sure the pictures run where I want them and make sure I like the language, only because I would be in charge.
Okay. And then earlier in your testimony, you mentioned you reviewed the PC refers to probable cause, like a police report.
Well, no, and let me clarify that. I apologize. It's not the PC in the actual police report. It's what we call the probable cause in the actual chats themselves.
Understood. And I just wanted to clarify, in this case, as far as any police reports that were written for this particular case, you did not approve any of them?
No, sir, I did not.
Because you were not a supervisor that was authorized to do that kind of written approval?
Correct.
Understood. Okay, I wanted to clarify.
No, I apologize. I should have been more defined on that.
Understood. I believe those are all my questions to clarify. Thank you.
Yes, sir.
No redirect, Your Honor.
Is the witness released?
Yes.
Defense?
Released.
All right, thank you very much. Good day. Your next witness.
The state rests, Your Honor.
Sounds like a good time for a break. Ladies and gentlemen, I ask you to excuse yourselves right now, and we'll be back within a few minutes. All rise for the jury. That was a pretty quick hour and a half.
Judge, speaking of comfort breaks, could I step out for a moment before we proceed?
Sure, sure. Let's all take a comfort break, and then we'll be back and begin our process.
Thank you.
Have our jury. Did I give you the evidence back?
Yes.
Okay, good. Please be seated. State defense acknowledge the presence of the jury.
State does.
We do.
All right. The state has rested. Defense, do you wish to put on any evidence?
We do, Your Honor. Defense would like to call our client, Mr. ANCEL Sterling.
Mr. Sterling, if you'll take the stand, please.
Okay, so remain standing right here, face the judge, raise your right hand.
All right. Do you swear, Madam Clerk, swear the witness, please?
Do you swear or affirm that the testimony you are about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes, ma'am.
Please be seated.
Scoot all the way up to the microphone. You can move the microphone if you need to, okay?
Okay.
And as you've heard a couple of times today, direct your voice to the microphone, speak
Yes,
clearly
sir.
and distinctly so we can all hear you, especially the jury seated to your left. And since the court reporters are remote with us, it's important that they're able to make a good record.
Yes,
If
sir.
one of the lawyers objects, stop speaking until you receive an instruction. Is that okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Mr. DePelli, you may inquire.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Sterling, could you please introduce yourself to the jurors?
My name is ANCEL KIMANI Sterling.
And how old are you, sir?
I'm 43 years of age.
All right. And where are you originally from?
I'm from Montego Bay, Jamaica.
All right. And how did you come to this country?
I came here on a visa.
Okay. And do you have any family here?
Yeah, my sons.
Okay. Do you have any significant others? Are your wife married?
Just my
girlfriend?
wife and
Your
her
wife?
family.
What's her name?
Lisa Kutagwa Sterling.
And how long have you been married to her?
3 years.
Okay. And you live here in Okaloosa County?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, I understand you said you were married for 3 years.
Yes, sir.
All right. So can you explain to us what you were doing on a hookup site or dating site? Skip the games.
It was introduced to me by one of my coworkers, female. I was at work one day and I was having a conversation with her, and I'm like, tell her that my wife, she's a truck driver. Most of the time she's not here. Sometimes I'm just lonely sometimes. And she introduced that side to me.
So have you explained this to your wife?
Not 100% fully.
Okay. How do you feel about what you did?
There's no word can explain. I regret that day, November 15, that night.
Okay. But let me ask you maybe a more important question. You're accused of serious crime. Are you guilty of what you're accused of, in your opinion?
No,
Objection.
Sustained.
Okay. Can you explain why you are or not guilty of what you're
Objection.
dealing with?
Please approach.
I'm not sure what the objection is.
Redirect the witness, please.
Sure. Sir, can you explain to the members of the jury why or why not you're guilty or not guilty of this charge?
I was raised in Jamaica by my mom and my dad, my brothers and my sisters. My sisters and my brother have kids. And I grow them from they were days old. And I take care of them, bathe them, shower them, feed them. And I watch them grow into adults. And I get my own kids and I love them with everything I got. So I'll never.
Thank you. Can you explain to us like how familiar you are with like these like hookup or dating websites like Skip the Games?
I'm not really familiar with the site. It was just explained to me by my friend.
Your friend, you said
The female.
that's how you learned about the site?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and she told you about it?
Yes, sir.
What did you find out? What did you learn about the site or what its value was or whatever?
I was just inquire about the site, and she told me what to say.
Okay, so can you tell us a little bit about how the website works? What do you have to do to put a profile in? Can you explain that?
There's not really a profile. Once you go in, you either go into Google or Chrome. Once you type in the words, skip the game and send, the window open. You gotta put your city, you state your age.
Okay. Were you familiar with any types of disclaimers, adult protections, or issues regarding terms of use?
Vaguely.
Okay. And you said you'd used the site prior to November of 2024?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How many times had you used it?
I used it a couple of times.
All right. And in your experience with the site, had you ever experienced someone you had met that had an adult profile that turned to be someone younger than advertised?
No, sir.
Okay. Are you familiar at all with the legal disclaimer in terms of use?
Yes, sir.
Now, Your Honor, I'd like to approach with what's marked as Exhibit A from the defendant.
Granted.
I'm showing you Exhibit A, Mark. Do you recognize that picture?
Yes, sir.
Can you explain to us what it is?
It's posed under each photograph of the site, like whatever person profile you go on. It's a display on the far end of it.
It's on every page?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Would you say it's a fair and accurate depiction of what you see on every page of that website?
Yes, sir.
At this time, defense would ask to move Defense Exhibit A into evidence.
State?
No objection.
It's admitted.
Permission to publish?
Granted.
What does that disclaimer mean to you, sir? Do you recall?
Yes, sir. It's me, excuse me. That site is for adult and adult only. And whatever happened, it's happened between two grown adults.
Does the disclaimer explain to you how monetary compensation is worked out?
Excuse me?
How the monetary compensation is worked out. Does it explain to you that as well?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, permission to approach, which was marked as defense exhibit, composite exhibit, comprising 3 photographs of B1, B2, and B3.
Granted.
Sir, take a look at those. I'm showing you exhibit B1, B2, B3 composite. Do you recognize the pictures?
Yes, sir.
All right. Can you explain to us what those pictures show?
This picture shows the female of the profile that I was on, one off.
Okay. And would you say it's a fair and accurate depiction or copy of those screenshots?
Yes,
from
sir.
the site? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And is that the profile that you responded to?
Yes, sir.
Now, how old did you think the person was in the picture that you saw in that profile?
In her mid-20s.
Excuse me?
In her mid-20s.
You said early 20s?
Yes, early
Okay.
20s.
Why would you say that? Can you explain why you think she's in her mid-20s?
Yeah, I say that because the site is for adult.
Okay. If you had to guess on a percentage, you know, what percentage do you think she's under 18?
0.
Okay. What did you do when you saw the profile and you read through it?
I tap on the call button.
I'm sorry.
I tap on the call button.
Okay.
And it brought me to a different page.
Explain how that process works. You tapped on a call button, it went to another page. What happened after that?
So when you go on a different page, you gotta select, you got a bunch of image, either car, elephant, bike, bicycle. And you gotta match. You gotta match each car, each elephant, or each bicycle to prove that you're a human, I guess.
Then what?
And then select OK, and then once it's correct, the number will pop open.
Okay. And so were you able to place a call then, or what were you able to do?
The number popped up, and I pressed the call button, and it rang.
All right. And when it rang, who did you expect to answer?
Female.
Okay. The woman in the photo or someone else?
No, the woman in the photos.
Okay. Did anyone answer?
No, sir.
Oh, so what happened after that?
I exit the call. I hang up the call.
And what'd you do?
Go back to whatever I was doing.
Okay. And some time passed. Did you ever get another phone call? Or not another phone call, but a return phone call?
A couple of minutes passed and somebody called back.
Okay. And what did that person who called you back tell you?
It was a male.
Okay.
Asked me about Delaney.
Okay. And did you associate that with Skip the Games?
In my mind, that's what I thought. That's what her name is on the profile.
All right. How did the individual on the phone identify themselves?
It did not identify itself.
All right. And how did that individual connect you back to the photograph of the woman in the profile? Or did they?
They didn't.
Okay. Did that person identify their relationship to the woman in the profile?
No, sir.
Okay. So did you have any idea who you were speaking with at all?
No, it was a male.
Okay. Now, how eventually did you narrow down who you were dealing with in terms of this profile? Eventually you figured it out, is that true?
Yeah, he used it, Delaney. So the profile, the picture, the name was Delaney.
Okay. So at this point, what were you thinking once you made the connection?
I was thinking in my mind, I'm like, okay, somebody got to do with Delaney.
Okay.
And I was interested to meet her.
When the man called back, what did he tell you?
Told me he got 2 female. One's 39, so one's 14.
Okay. Did he say how he knows these girls?
No, he did not.
Okay. So he gave you a choice between 39-year-old Jen with a bit extra?
Yes, sir.
And then Delaney, who's the 14?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So when you got that call, were you expecting him to say that?
No, sir, I was not.
Okay, what age were you expecting him to say Delaney was?
25, at least.
Okay. At some point, I think you listened to the video, you said the word dang or something like that?
Yes, sir, I did.
What did that mean? When you said that, what were you thinking?
I said, dang, in my mind, I'm like, oh, maybe it's role playing or something else.
Okay, but when you heard that, were you surprised or were you pleased?
that was not pleased.
Okay. In the moment you asked for, or you asked about a donation, why did you do that?
So, go back to my friend. She said that's the word to use. And on the disclaimer, that's what it says. Any donation pay for their time.
At that point, you were open to sex with this individual. What did you expect was going to happen if you got to meet Delaney?
We have a conversation and see where it goes.
What would happen, what would you do if you showed up and it was not the girl in the picture?
I would leave.
Okay. Since you were on an adult site, you said.
Yes, sir.
What kind of situation would you think was possible under those circumstances? As far as meeting a girl purported to be younger.
I was not expecting a younger female. I was expecting an adult. I've used this 2 times before.
Have you ever done a type of role play with, like as a teenage, for a teenage schoolgirl fantasy kind of thing? Have you?
No,
ever
sir,
done that?
never.
Now, how on those pictures you have in front of you there, how many pictures are there on the profile?
In total, it's 5. This one of 4. This one's 1.
And let me ask you this too. Did you ever get a chance to actually see the girl who they purported to be this Delaney who was supposed to be 14?
No, sir.
You never saw her in real life then?
No, sir.
Okay. Permission to approach the witness and collect exhibits. We'd like to admit the exhibit. We move to admit the exhibit and publish to the jury.
No objection.
It's admitted. You may publish.
No further questions.
Now, we heard the interview with Investigator Staley. During that interview, you never mentioned your friend, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you didn't say that you visited the website Skip the Games, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, you have visited Skip the Games for many, many months before November 15, correct?
Not many, many months. Couple of times, ma'am.
Your Honor, may I approach the witness?
Granted.
I'm showing you what's been admitted as State's Exhibit 9, being the web searches that came from your phone. What date is this and what time?
11/15/2024.
What time?
10:32
PM.
p.m.
Now we got many pages here, right?
Yeah.
You can go through, say, what does it say here? Let's pick the games.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you see anything other than Skip the Games?
No, ma'am.
Here?
Same.
Same.
Yep.
How many times in this page, for example?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
And these are the times that you accessed Skip the Game on the 15th, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And it goes on. So many pages. wrong time, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
This is all yours?
It's 11:15.
Yeah, but I'm gonna go skip a lot. Here,
11:15.
so is it fair to say that on the 15th, you were on that website for an extended period of time, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And you went there on Skip the Games because you were looking to have sex with an adult,
Yes,
right?
ma'am.
And you read the disclaimer on the website.
Yes, ma'am.
However, when you called the number and the person responded, they didn't read you a disclaimer, did they?
No, ma'am.
And we heard you in that phone call. Is that the phone call that you were referring to?
Yes, ma'am.
So that was you in the phone call, right?
Yes, ma'am. That was me.
But when you were interviewed by Investigator Staley, you said that it wasn't you, right? Correct?
I did.
So you lied.
I did not lie, ma'am.
Did you tell Investigator Staley after you heard the call that it wasn't you on the call?
I was nervous.
Excuse me?
I was nervous.
Oh, you were nervous.
Yes, ma'am.
May I approach again the witness?
Granted.
And you also sent text messages to Special Agent Horn, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
And those are your text messages.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you recognize your phone number?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that your phone number?
Yes, ma'am.
Is this what you wrote to Agent Horn?
Yes, ma'am.
And you told him that you were ready now
Yes, ma'am.
to do what? To go see Delaney?
Yes, ma'am.
And at the time you were in Fort Walton Beach.
Yes, ma'am.
And in this message, read it to the jury.
Okay, can you send me the address?
You were asking for the address, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And did they give you the address?
Yes, ma'am.
Is Fairfield Inn in Crestview familiar to you?
Yes, yes, ma'am.
And you also used your GPS on your phone to travel to Crestview, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And then when you arrived, to reassure Agent Horn that you were at the Fairfield Inn, you sent this photo, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, when we heard the call, when Agent Horn offered you a choice, Jan 39, Delaney 14, and you chose the 14, right? Correct?
Can you repeat the question, ma'am?
Yes, sir. When Agent Horn on the other line, on the other end of the phone, told you that he had 2 women available, Jan 39, Delaney 14, you chose the 14-year-old.
Which I thought was an adult, ma'am.
Did you choose the 14-year-old?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you also tell him that you wanted to have oral sex and vaginal sex with that girl, correct?
Which I wasn't thought it was a 14-year-old, ma'am.
Did you say that you wanted to have sex with a person you believed was 14? Because Agent Horn had told you, I have a 39-year-old and a 14, correct?
I did thought she was 14 at the time, ma'am.
Okay, and why didn't you choose the 39?
Because you said that she was thicker.
Oh, so you don't like thick women? Is that why you chose Delaney?
I didn't say that, ma'am.
You just said that. You didn't choose, you just said, correct me if I'm wrong, that you chose Delaney because Jen was thicker, right?
Yes.
So you prefer the one that was not thick?
No, fit.
You also decided to drive to Crestview, right?
Yes, ma'am.
From Fort Walton Beach,
Yes, ma'am.
and it was close to midnight.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know how many miles there are between Fort Walton Beach and Crestview? Would you say 25?
Not really.
Not really what?
Not really. I don't.
You don't know?
Really, no. No, ma'am.
Okay. But it takes a while to drive from here to Crestview, right?
Yes, ma'am.
And when you drive, there are turns, correct, on the road?
It's a straight road.
The road. And there are traffic lights that you find?
Yes, ma'am.
You never turned around, did you?
No, ma'am.
You went straight to the Fairfield Inn, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Because you thought you were going to find a little girl.
No, ma'am.
And today you're blaming your friend for showing you skip the games, right?
I'm not blaming my friend, ma'am.
No other questions.
Redirect.
I just have two questions for you, sir, just to clarify. What did you actually believe was going to happen?
Can you explain, sir?
Well, I mean, you were responding to the profile, you got in your car. What did you really believe was going to happen?
I was going to meet up with an adult female.
Okay. And why would you think she was an adult, even though you were told she was 14?
It's an adult site for adult.
Fair enough. Were you attracted to the girl in the picture?
Yeah.
Okay. Did that affect your, I guess, your mental state?
No.
Okay. Now, what would be the possibility that the girl in the picture was the 39-year-old thick girl? Is that a possibility of that?
It could be.
Okay. What do you think the chances of the girl being the 39-year-old larger girl in the picture, of being the Jen character? You think that was the same person?
No.
Okay. In the profile for the Delaney, was she described as thicker or thin?
She was fit.
Fit?
Yes, sir.
I have no further questions. Thank you.
All right. You may step down, sir.
At this time, Your Honor, defense would rest.
Is the state going to put on a rebuttal case?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the state and the defense have now both rested. What that means is that all of the evidence has been received that will be available for you for your deliberations. It's 20 minutes to 4. We've got some things to do procedurally, administratively, dealing with jury instructions and that sort of thing. I don't think realistically, counsel, unless you think I'm different, think I'm wrong, that we can get those things done and get our closing arguments made in a reasonable time without asking the jury to have to work late this evening. Is that accurate?
That's fair, Your Honor.
Yes.
I hate leaving, an hour and 20 minutes behind us, but I don't at the same time want to be unrealistic with how much time it's going to take for us to get that done and have the case available to you. So I think probably what we should do is call a recess for the day and ask the jury to be back for tomorrow where they can hear their closing instructions. the closing arguments and then retire to deliberate. Does that sound reasonable, counsel for the state?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel for the defense?
That's very reasonable, Your Honor.
Okay. And hopefully we can get started more promptly tomorrow. I apologize, I had some administrative tasks that took me away. So we'd ask you to be back ready to work at 9, and we'll start promptly with the instructions and the closing arguments. With that, remember what you've heard several different times, and I instructed you this morning. You can't talk among yourselves or with anyone else about this case. I'm not sure if you noticed, but we did have media in the courtroom today, so that may have been published online about the case information. Do not consume media. Do not engage with anyone who may discuss with you the facts or the testimony. There may actually have been during that media portions that were for the court alone or arguments that were for the court alone, which you should not consider. So please do not engage in any of that media that might be available to you or allow anyone to discuss that with you, okay? Be very prudent about that. Once again, remember, it's the best just to say, Judge Stone's told me I can't talk about it. That way you don't inadvertently have someone say to you, well, I saw all about that on court TV today, right? And this is what happened. Did you know that? And that way you violated your oath, not intentionally, but through inadvertence. The best thing is just say, time out. Judge Stone said I can't talk about this, and that way we won't have an issue, okay? All right. And so with that, I'll give you to the bailiff for your discharge for the day. Leave your notes here, and we'll see you in the morning. All rise for the jury, please.